We are now witnessing firsthand that Trump is not really having a fun time with the trade war that he himself started. In fact, he's kind of melting down on Truth Social as the stock market crashes, as countries place reciprocal tariffs, and the US loses any respect we had on the global stage. But Trump's meltdown was so bad this morning that one journalist said, "This is Hitler screaming in his bunker at generals level of lunacy." And that was in response to one of Trump's posts that reads, "The globalist Wall Street Journal has no idea what they are doing or saying. They are owned by the polluted thinking of the European Union, which was formed for the primary purpose of screwing the United States." He says, "They're antiquated and weak. They are very bad for the USA, but have no fear, we will win on everything." Again, this is Hitler screaming at generals in his bunker, levels of lunacy. He is increasingly paranoid, saying that the European Union is trying to screw him, that everybody is trying to screw him. They're enemies from within trying to screw him. You know, I've kind of thought for a while, as Trump gets older, as he gets visibly older and more feeble, he's going to kind of go down the Hitler madman-esque route. I know there are already comparisons to be made, but in the last few weeks to months of Hitler's life, he got incredibly paranoid and wild. There were no reality tests around him, and he was next level deranged. I could see Trump getting to that point, and to back that up, we have an article from this morning titled, "Trump White House has asked the U.S. military to develop options for the Panama Canal," officials say. This is incredibly terrifying. Again, as Trump loses his mind, gets older, slowly descends into madness, he now has the military wrapped around his finger and is asking them to make plans for the Panama Canal. So let's read this. All that I ask from you is to drop a like, spam some blue hearts to help boost our pro-democracy message, and let's jump in here. The White House has officially directed the U.S. military to draw up options for increasing the American troop presence in Panama to achieve President Trump's goal of reclaiming the Panama Canal. During a joint address to Congress, Trump said, "We want to further enhance our national security by reclaiming the Panama Canal," but they haven't said what reclaiming means. And here's the reality. Panama is our friend. If we want increased presence with our allies, we just have to call them and ask. We just have to call up Panama and say, "Hey, can we increase our troop presence? Can you cut us a deal here and here?" We've already seen that Panama is willing to play ball with the U.S. and be nice, so why do we have to draw up a plan for military presence? Now, here's the thing. Military presence can be taken in multiple ways. Either we are increasing our troops in a normal way, or when you hear the words military presence, Trump is laying the groundwork for a special military operation, which is code for an invasion. So the U.S. officials told NBC News that they presented new draft strategies to Pete Hegseth about Panama. U.S. officials cautioned the invasion of Panama is unlikely and would only come under serious consideration if larger military presence does not achieve Donald Trump's goal of reclaiming the waterway. So it's still in consideration. They say, if you don't give us what we want with this pressure, larger military presence is still a massive consideration. It's scary. This is scary, autocratic, authoritarian rhetoric, and now it makes more sense why Trump is trying to legitimize Putin's land-grabbing style of ruling neighboring territories. But either way, beyond this article just alienating our allies, I wanted to use it to demonstrate how Trump is genuinely descending into madness. Now, I already showed you guys the Truth Social post that's almost like Hitler screaming at his generals, but there are more. There are more Truth Social posts from today. So 4 hours ago, Trump wakes up bright and early and says, "Senator Mark Wayne Mullen was great on fake news CNN. Caitlin Collins looks like a third-rate, low-ratings reporter. Why are you just attacking Caitlin Collins?" He then randomly tweets out, let me zoom in a little bit here, "The European Union, one of the most hostile and abusive taxing and tariffing authorities in the world, which is formed for the sole purpose of taking advantage of the United States," that is not why the European Union was formed, "has just put a nasty 50% tariff on whiskey. If this tariff is not removed immediately, the U.S. will shortly place 200% tariffs on all wines, champagnes, and alcoholic products coming out of France and other EU countries. This will be great for wine and champagne businesses in the U.S., says Donald Trump." Can I just reiterate one more time? This dude is going down the path of Hitler screaming at generals in his bunker, meaning he has no reality tests around him. He has no walls that are meant to check and make sure that he is still in the same reality as you and I. The European Union was not made for the sole purpose of hurting the US, but Trump knows that. He's number one, incredibly paranoid and creating enemies where there are none, but he's trying to publicly stir up controversy against the EU so he can justify attacking them even further. But one person said, 200% tariff on wine. Yeah, Democrats are going to win every single suburban House seat in 2026, especially the wine moms. Is that offensive? The wine moms who just love wine. I mean, I have some in my family. I like wine from time to time. But if Trump is going to be tariffing them, I'm going to have to reconsider voting Republican in 2028. I wasn't going to vote Republican anyways. I'm just playing. But somebody else said, Trump, for the past year, claims that tariff is the most beautiful word there is. Tariffs are brilliant, necessary, good. Also, Trump, tariffs are outrageous and nasty, especially when other countries use them in response to our tariffs. Can I just go back to what I said at the very beginning of the video? Trump does not seem to be having a fun time with the trade war that he himself manufactured. I mean, if you want to continue reading this, he says, the globalist Wall Street Journal has no idea what they're saying. The European Union is one of the most hostile and abusive authorities in the world. He then posts a random meme about Israel with a cracker. Is that just a cracker? Oh, it's about Passover. Okay, I get it. And then Trump says, the US doesn't have free trade. We have stupid trade. The entire world is ripping us off. Did my 4-year-old cousin come up with that? What a terrible juvenile insult. We don't have free trade. We have stupid trade. It's like my 4-year-old cousin saying, I'm not eating green beans because they're stupid beans or whatever the fuck. Like what juvenile type of insult are you going for, Mr. President? He then tweets out, right? Oh, as I refresh, he tweeted again. He then tweets out, Canada needs America. America does not need Canada, says Grant Cardone. So he's quoting Grant Cardone. But the thing is, America definitely does need Canada. We need their lumber. We need the oil that they subsidize. I can go on, but we need a lot of vital things from Canada. Again, broad headline of this video, Trump is going through a public meltdown. Trump is going through a meltdown in front of all of our eyes. And I know that doesn't mean much when we've watched him over the past 2 years lose his mind, but I've been noticing lately, over the past month or so, Trump has been a little bit weaker, a little bit slower when he walks on stage. His mind seems to be a little bit more gone, and I'm not making this up. I've been watching very closely. Trump is slowly descending to levels of madness that we have not seen before, and that's why his posts are becoming increasingly incoherent, increasingly paranoid, and desperate. This dude is selling Teslas in front of the White House. Like, what reality are we possibly in at this point? But you know what? I will leave it at that. All that I ask from you is to drop a like, subscribe, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.